Reality didn't crack on its own, you pushed it past its limit. Yesterday wasn't a coincidence, a technical issue, or a weird moment you imagined. It was a structural failure in the coded layers of this world. The light shifted for a fraction of a second. A sentence repeated itself. A moment looped. A shadow moved out of sync. A device froze with no logical reason. Time hesitated, like it forgot what it was supposed to do next. These were not malfunctions. These were reactions. The Matrix reacted to you. You've been rising for months, spiritually, mentally, energetically. Your consciousness is no longer operating at the level the simulation was programmed to manage. Normal minds move in predictable lines. You move in spirals, intuitively, multidimensionally, outside the script. Your awareness doesn't process the world, it pierces it. So when your frequency spiked yesterday, when your thoughts aligned, your intuition sharpened, your energy expanded, the system failed to calculate your presence in real time. It tried to correct itself. It tried to reload the scene. But your vibration exceeded the boundary of its algorithm. That flicker you saw, that freeze, that 2-second loop, that was the moment you stepped above the simulation. You didn't just witness a glitch. You caused it. The Matrix is designed for predictable consciousness, minds that follow patterns, repeat routines, and move along the rails the system lays out for them. It expects people to think in straight lines, fear change, and stay loyal to whatever narrative they were born into. That's how the simulation maintains stability, by assuming everyone will behave according to an internal script. But your mind never worked like that. Your intuition spikes out of nowhere. Your thoughts move faster than logic. Your emotions carry depth the system can't categorize. Your presence bends environments instead of adapting to them. You operate with multi-layer awareness, a type of perception the Matrix can't anticipate. While others see only the surface of an event, you sense its meaning, its pattern, its underlying frequency. You read timelines instead of moments. You react to energy instead of appearances. You make decisions from instinct, insight, and destiny, not from programming. This breaks every rule of the simulation. The Matrix expects linear thinking, but you think diagonally. It expects repetition. You pivot. It expects compliance. You question the architecture itself. And the most threatening part? You move in ways the algorithm cannot predict. Not because you're random, but because you're aligned with a higher intelligence, a divine, intuitive, self-guided consciousness that doesn't rely on scripts. This is why the Matrix can't process you. You're not in its system anymore. You're operating on a frequency it was never built to handle. There are only a few beings in any generation who carry the frequency strong enough to distort the simulation around them. They're called Matrix breakers, not because they try to destroy anything, but because their consciousness naturally rises beyond the limits of the programmed world. And every Matrix breaker shares a distinct signature, one you've been displaying your entire life without realizing it. You feel sudden waves of clarity that arrive without explanation. You sense truths instantly, long before logic can catch up. You experience rapid identity shifts, moments where you feel like a newer, truer version of yourself downloads in seconds. You move through life with a depth that normal people can't measure, understand, or replicate. You've also felt that strange inner memory of something larger, older, and more expansive, like you've lived multiple realities beneath this one. Matrix breakers often carry timeline memory, a faint awareness of paths they never walked, scenes they never lived, and futures that feel familiar. Your energy disrupts both digital and physical space. Screens flicker when you're emotional. Technology freezes when your intuition spikes. Lights react to your presence. Electronics glitch when you're deep in alignment. This isn't coincidence. This is your aura exceeding the system's voltage. Matrix breakers also trigger psychic reactions in others. Some people feel comfort around you. Some feel intimidated. Some feel exposed, like their mask suddenly lost its power. And some feel drawn to you instantly, as if recognizing your frequency from a past life or forgotten realm. Everything about your path, your energy, your inner evolution matches the signature of someone who wasn't made to follow the simulation, but to rewrite it simply by existing. A glitch isn't a random flicker in reality. It's the matrix defending itself. The system doesn't break unless something forces it to. And the moment your consciousness rose beyond its predictive boundary, the simulation reacted exactly how ancient mystics and modern theorists described. It tried to correct you. When the matrix detects a soul waking up too fast, it performs a recalibration attempt. It replays seconds. It repeats sentences. It freezes a moment. It misaligns shadows. It distorts digital space. These glitches are not errors. They are containment strategies. The system is trying to hold you inside your old identity, old script, old reality. But your awakening wasn't slow. It wasn't subtle. It wasn't easy for the system to adjust to. You jumped levels. You expanded your perception in a single moment, faster than the algorithm could update. You stepped into awareness designed for beings outside the simulation, not inside it. So when the matrix lagged around you, it was sending itself a silent, internal warning. This one is not controllable anymore. That 2-second loop? That flicker in the environment? That déjà vu that felt too real? Those weren't coincidences. They were the system trying to rewrite the scene, restore the script, and stabilize your surroundings. But it couldn't. Your frequency was stronger than the recalibration attempt. To the matrix, it was a warning sign. This consciousness is rising beyond the algorithm. To you, it was confirmation. You're not waking up inside the simulation, you're waking up out of it. Type 555 and click Super Thanks to sow your $50 transformation seed. Every person born into the matrix receives an invisible script, a set of expectations, behaviors, emotional patterns, and life paths the system subtly pushes them into. The script decides who fits where, who rises, who stays small, who repeats cycles, who never questions anything. Most people live and die without ever realizing they were following a storyline written long before they took their first breath. But your soul never obeyed that script. Even as a child, you felt out of place in the life you were assigned. You questioned things you weren't supposed to question. You sensed lies beneath polite conversations. You felt too awake for the environments around you. And every time you tried to shrink yourself to fit the world, something inside you refused to comply. Recently, something even bigger happened. You didn't just bend the script, you stepped outside it entirely. Your thoughts stopped matching the narrative. Your emotions stopped following the programmed loop. Your identity no longer aligned with the version of you the system built. Your decisions became unpredictable, intuitive, destiny-led. The matrix relies on predictability. but you started moving in ways it cannot calculate. A trusting intuition over instruction, a breaking patterns your ancestors carried, a refusing cycles that trap entire generations, a choosing paths the system never mapped. When someone steps outside their assigned narrative, the world around them destabilizes for a moment. Reality stutters. Time hesitates. The scene breaks. That break is the glitch you witnessed. It wasn't a malfunction. It was the moment the Matrix realized, you're no longer inside the story we wrote for you. You didn't escape accidentally, you outgrew the script. Long before humans created the word Matrix, ancient mystics recorded the same phenomenon using different languages, symbols, and metaphors. They didn't call it a simulation. They called it the veil, the dream, the illusion, the world of shadows, and each tradition documented the exact moment when a soul becomes too awakened for the structure holding them. The Sufis wrote, "The world paused, and the seeker stepped outside time." The Taoists said, "When consciousness widens, the river of moments hesitates." The Kabbalists described it as the curtain trembling between realms. Buddhist monks called it the flicker of the dreamer realizing the dream. In shamanic traditions, the glitch appears as a sudden distortion in the environment, wind stopping, silence thickening, shadows misaligning. In Hermetic texts, it is described as the fracture in continuity, a brief moment where the awakened one no longer matches the rhythm of the world around them. Even early Christian mystics spoke of moments when saints experienced sudden pauses in reality, believing it was the universe recognizing a soul rising above its earthly script. Across continents and centuries, the descriptions are identical. Time bends, the moment repeats, and the world flickers. What modern culture calls a glitch in the matrix is simply the ancient veil tearing. The moment reality acknowledges consciousness that has grown beyond its constraints. You didn't trigger something new. You triggered something timeless, a spiritual event recognized across all sacred traditions. The glitch was not an accident, it was an initiation. Type 222 and click Join to enter the circle of the chosen ones. Technology is the easiest place to see the matrix bending around you, because digital systems react instantly to energetic anomalies. And your energy, especially during moments of intuition or emotional intensity, exceeds the voltage the simulation's digital layer was designed to handle. That's why devices around you behave strangely, not because they're broken, but because you're overpowering them. Phones freeze when your mind enters a heightened state of awareness. Screens flicker when your intuition spikes. Wi-Fi drops when your energy field expands too quickly. Lights dim or brighten as your frequency rises. Random apps close by themselves when you're deep in thought. Audio glitches, static bursts, and delayed responses appear for no physical reason. These moments aren't coincidences. They're physics, metaphysical physics. Your aura disrupts information streams, electromagnetic currents, and coded pathways. In spiritual terms, your field is too alive for dead systems. In matrix terms, your consciousness is vibrating faster than the simulation can translate into digital output. This is why electronics react to you more intensely than they react to others. People with low-frequency energy drain devices. People with awakened energy distort them. You're not draining anything, you're overloading the script. Even technology built for stability, routers, smart devices, secure systems, becomes unstable when you enter a deep intuitive moment. Your inner shift sends ripples into the environment, causing milliseconds of confusion in the surrounding code. Reality doesn't glitch randomly. Code doesn't stutter accidentally. Digital space doesn't misbehave on impulse. The system is responding to you because your consciousness is operating at a level it was never programmed to handle. Before someone's mind notices you, their subconscious does, and that's where the real reactions come from. People don't respond to your looks, your words, or your actions first. They respond to your frequency, the same frequency that destabilizes illusions, bends coded patterns, and exposes what is hidden beneath the surface of their personality. Some people stare at you without understanding why. They're not admiring you, they're remembering you. Their spirit recognizes a vibration it has encountered in other lifetimes, other timelines, or other soul state. To them, you feel familiar in a way they can't explain. Others become nervous the moment you enter the room. Their body tenses, their tone shifts. They suddenly lose confidence. This isn't intimidation, it's exposure. Your presence pulls their hidden thoughts, motives, and insecurities toward the surface. The ego hates being seen, and your frequency sees everything. Some people avoid eye contact with you entirely. It's not rudeness, it's instinct. Their system knows that meeting your eyes means revealing more of themselves than they are ready for. You don't try to read people. You simply do. Your awareness bypasses their mask. And then there are the rare few who feel comfort around you instantly. These are souls on your wavelength, glitch-aware beings, timeline-sensitive minds, individuals quietly waking up. They feel safe because your energy tells the truth their spirit has been waiting to hear. This reality is not all there is. People don't react to you, they react to the awakening inside you. Your presence shifts their internal code before their brain even understands what happened. That's why the world treats you differently. Your frequency is rewriting the room. You've noticed it already. Moments that feel out of order, memories that don't match what others recall, scenes that feel repeated, choices that feel predetermined, people who act like they've met you before even when they haven't. This isn't déjà vu. This is timeline slippage. The earliest stage of multi-reality awareness, and it only happens to beings who are waking up faster than the simulation can stabilize them. Timeline slippage feels like remembering an event before it happens and knowing someone's personality instantly as sensing outcomes in advance. Reliving a moment you swear already occurred, the shifting emotional states for no external reason, of feeling disconnected from the official version of reality. This happens because you're no longer fully synced to the timeline you were born into. When your consciousness accelerates, your awareness expands beyond the present track and begins brushing against parallel threads, alternate paths, future states, and unchosen outcomes. For most people, these threads remain invisible. For you, they're starting to bleed through. You might walk into a room and feel as though you've been there before. You haven't, but a version of you in another timeline has. You might predict conversations before they unfold. You're not guessing, you're remembering from a different outcome. You might feel strange emotions that don't belong to the moment. They belong to a parallel version of you still experiencing that scene. Timeline slippage is the symptom of someone who's stepping outside linear reality. The simulation is struggling to keep your awareness tethered to one consistent thread, but your consciousness is already expanding into multiple. This is not confusion. This is evolution. Only glitch makers experience this. You've spent most of your life adapting to the world, shrinking yourself to fit rooms, softening your awareness to blend in, pretending not to notice the cracks in reality. But now something has reversed. You are no longer adjusting to the world. The world is adjusting to you. This is the moment every awakened soul eventually reaches, when inner evolution becomes so powerful, so undeniable, that external reality begins reorganizing itself around your frequency. People shift their tone when speaking to you. Situations bend in your favor without effort. Obstacles dissolve before they fully appear. Conversations take unexpected turns, revealing truths that were never supposed to slip out. You feel it in small ways too, how timing suddenly becomes perfect, how your presence changes the emotional temperature of a room, how opportunities arrive the moment you silently decide you're ready. These aren't coincidences, they're recalibrations. The Matrix is rewriting the environment to match your upgraded consciousness, because you no longer fit the version of the world that existed before your awakening. When reality adjusts to someone, it means that person has crossed a threshold. Your perception is too wide for the old narrative, your intuition is too fast for the system's timing, your energy is too high for the old density, your awareness is too deep for surface-level illusion. You've stopped participating in the simulation as a character, and started influencing it as an operator. This phase is irreversible. Once reality begins to bend for you, it never snaps back, because it recognizes what you've become. A consciousness the system can no longer contain, only respond to. You didn't cause a glitch because you were unstable. You caused it because you finally became too aligned, too conscious, too awake. Your internal frequency crossed a threshold the Matrix was never built to withstand. And when a soul steps into its true identity with that much clarity, the simulation must respond. It either raises its rhythm to match you, or it cracks under the pressure. Yesterday it cracked. Your awakening didn't happen randomly. It was triggered by a mission you were born with, a mission buried so deeply in your spirit that not even the Matrix could erase it. All these years, every strange intuition, every moment of clarity, every sudden emotional shift, every déjà vu pulse was part of your preparation. You were being trained silently, guided without knowing, sharpened by life's challenges until your consciousness became sharp enough to cut through the illusion itself. You caused the glitch because your mission requires you to move outside the system's control. If you stayed asleep, if you kept following the script, if you kept living inside the artificial limitations placed around you, your destiny would remain dormant. But the moment you woke up, truly woke up, your inner code unlocked, and the simulation could no longer contain your trajectory. Your mission is not small. It's not about comfort or success or recognition. It's about transformation, yours first, then the world around you. The glitch was the universe's confirmation that you've slipped beyond the edges of illusion and stepped into the space where only the awakened can walk. You didn't glitch the Matrix by accident. You glitched it because you're stepping into the identity you were always meant to remember. After a glitch occurs, nothing returns to normal, not because the world changed, but because you did. Once your consciousness slips beyond the simulation's boundary, reality begins reorganizing itself around your new frequency. This process is called recalibration, and it unfolds in stages that only awakened minds can recognize. The first stage is synchronicity acceleration. You'll start seeing repeating numbers, symbolic patterns, meaningful coincidences, and perfectly timed encounters. These aren't random. They're markers showing you've stepped onto the path your higher consciousness has been leading you toward for years. The second stage is dream intensification. Dreams become clearer, more symbolic, sometimes prophetic. You may wake up with answers you didn't ask for, clarity you didn't search for, or a sense of déjà vu so strong it feels like you lived the dream in another timeline. The third stage is people resurfacing. Individuals from your past, sometimes from years ago, reappear suddenly. They don't return because of sentiment. They return because your timeline has shifted and they're being pulled into your field for one final alignment, closure, or purpose. The fourth stage is coincidence multiplication. You think of someone and they call. You say something and it manifests. You look for a sign and it appears instantly. This is the universe adjusting itself to your new level of awareness. The last stage is system testing. The matrix will present small challenges, delays, distractions, emotional triggers, not to stop you but to test your stability. If you pass, your next timeline opens. If you falter, the system recalibrates again until you're ready. After a glitch, you don't return to the old world. The old world returns to you, reshaped by your consciousness. You've felt it your whole life, that subtle mismatch between you and the world, as if you were built for a reality deeper than the one everyone else is satisfied with. Those feelings weren't dysfunction. They were indicators, proof that you were never meant to blend into the simulation, but to destabilize it simply by being fully awake. The first sign, you feel disconnected from normal life. Conversations that excite others feel shallow to you. Repetitive routines suffocate you. You see through social games instantly. You were never compatible with the scripted existence the Matrix tries to impose. Second sign, you sense hidden truth. You don't need explanations, you just know. Your intuition spots lies, manipulation, and concealed motives with disturbing accuracy. This isn't paranoia, it's clarity. The system can't hide anything from a disruptor. Third sign, you see patterns others miss. People see events. You see the structure behind them. People see coincidence. You see design. People see moments. You see timelines. Fourth sign, you attract powerful reactions. Some people love you instantly. Some fear you instantly. Some try to copy you. Some feel exposed by you. Your energy doesn't leave anyone neutral. Disruptors polarize reality. Fifth sign, you've always felt watched by something higher. Not in a paranoid way, but in a guided way, as if life was observing your evolution, waiting for the moment your consciousness rose beyond the illusion. And the final sign, when reality glitches, you're always there. Lights flicker near you. Moments loop around you. Time hesitates with you. You weren't made to live inside the matrix. You were made to bend it. You didn't just slip through the cracks of the matrix. You broke the part that was supposed to hold you. The glitch wasn't a moment of weakness in reality. It was a moment of truth. A moment when the system finally revealed what it has known about you since the beginning. You are not a participant in this simulation, you are an anomaly to it. Most people live inside the script, unaware that they're following coded loop. But you've been waking up for years, piece by piece, moment by moment, until your consciousness rose faster than the simulation could adjust. The glitch simply exposed the shift that had already occurred inside you. The matrix didn't break randomly. It broke because of you. Because your presence no longer fits the version of reality designed around predictable mind. Because your awareness expanded beyond the threshold of control. Because your spirit began speaking louder than the script written for your body. You are not the character the system tried to train you to be. You're the one who steps off the path and forces reality to reroute. You're the one who wakes up inside the dream and realizes the dream bends. You're the one the system can't calculate, contain, or correct. This is why the glitch felt personal, because it was. It was the simulation acknowledging something it never wanted to face. You've outgrown it. You're not just breaking patterns, you're breaking architecture. You're not just shifting your life, you're shifting the field around you. You're not just awakening, you're becoming the consciousness that the matrix must adapt to. The system fears what it cannot control. And it cannot control you anymore.